Welcome once again to another week of me giving a book review, book recommendation. And for this week, I recommend a book that it was a very interesting read. And this book I recommend it for anyone who's a passionate baseball fan, aspiring baseball writers, also for people who love learning about other cultures. This book is called The Duke of Havana: Baseball, Cuba, and the Search for the American Dream. The authors of this book are Steve Faneru and Ray Sanchez. How did I learn about this book? I'm a big fan of 30 for 30, ESPN's 30 for 30, and there's an episode called Brothers in Exile. And that's one of my favorite documentaries of that documentary series. Step brothers, Levon and Orlando El Duque Hernandez. They're from Cuba. They did everything that they could to reach the American dream and play baseball, chase freedom, chase dreams. And that's an episode of 30 for 30 that I highly recommend you should watch. In the documentary, Steve was interviewed and Ray Sanchez was interviewed as well, and many other people got interviewed for the documentary. And when I saw on the bottom right corner that Ray Sanchez and Steve Faneru, they said Arthur, the Duke of Havana, I said, interesting. So I did some research and I ordered the book. And this book is about 315 pages. I got it in textbook. And it's just phenomenal. I love the documentary, but the book goes into more further detail. Levon and El Duque, they've seen and experienced how tough life was for them in Cuba. And they had to do everything that they could to defect. Levon was the first one to defect. And at the beginning, this was not part of El Duque's plan because he had a wife, mother, kids. So for him to defect, it would be too painful, too hard for him because he would have to leave them behind. But then things changed when he basically got banned from playing baseball in Cuba for something that it was unfair of a situation that he was not involved in. You gotta watch the episode because I don't want to spoil it. This is you gotta watch the episode 30 for 30. If you have ESPN Plus, I recommend it. Watch Brothers in Exile. That's the name of the episode of 30 for 30. So Duque got banned, and that's what started to motivate him to defect because the insults, the harassment by Cuban officials and government was getting too much for him. It was way too much. Also in this book, you get to hear more about El Duque's backstory, Levon's backstory, about their families, their parents, their life playing baseball in Cuba. Joe Cubas, who is the agent who was instrumental in terms of signing Levon and signing El Duque. I'm gonna read a passage about Joe Cubas and other parts of the book that I found interesting. I'm telling you, this book is just incredible, incredible. Juan Ignacio, I believe, is Joe Cuba's cousin, who was the biggest reason why El Duque got in trouble with the government and why he got banned. Again, I'm trying my best not to spoil, so. But The Duke of Havana is a very great book. Very good book. So let me read you guys some of the parts, because there's so many good parts and good information about this book, but I'm gonna read you some of them. Cuba's the baseball agent. Cuba's continued to hemorrhage money. No one had defected. His wife Maria was beginning to ask pointed questions about a business that took him away for weeks at a time but produced negative income. But nothing was going to stop him. Not Gus Dominguez, not creditors, not a hectoring wife, nothing. The following year, he traveled to San Juan for the Caribbean and Central American Games. He sensed that he was getting close. Cuba's vaunted sports system seemed to be on the verge of collapsing, and not just the baseball team. From the moment the Cuban delegation arrived, athletes sprinted for the exits as if someone had fired a starter pistol. It was a race for political asylum, a total free-for-all. White Mercedes sedans driven by anti-Castro exiles pulled up outside natatoriums and arenas, then scratched off with water polo players and weightlifters. Planes flew over stadiums with banners urging athletes to defect. By the end of the week, 45 athletes, some 5% of the entire Cuban delegation, had defected. The baseball team was the last to leave the island. Looking for stiffer competition beyond the preordained gold medal, the Cubans had agreed to an exhibition game against the San Juan Senators, a Puerto Rican winter league club that features several major league players, including Juan Gonzalez, Ruben Sierra, Carlos Baerga, and Javi Lopez. Yeah, as you can see, Joe Cubas was a man that was very relentless, that nothing was going to stop him. And he is a man of his word. He ended up doing that. Oh, yeah. But boy, oh boy. So I thought about reading another one, but I'll leave it there, because like I said, there's so many good parts to this book, and I highly recommend, once again, The Duke of Havana. And to wrap it up, it's amazing how there's players that they could play 15, 20 years in the majors and they never get to reach the World Series or even win the World Series. In the case of Levon and El Duque Hernandez, it was a blessing for them. They were very lucky. Levon Hernandez, he got signed by the Florida Marlins. And in his first season, he won the NLCS MVP, and he won the World Series MVP. He won the World Series in his first season with the Marlins. And then the next season, 1998, El Duque, he finished the season 12-4, I believe. Levon finished 9-0, if I'm not mistaken, because it came in the summer. He made his debut in the summer. El Duque started in April, and his debut was against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. But he finished the regular season 12-4. Game 4 of the ALCS against the Cleveland Indians, his performance changed the whole momentum of the series. And the Yankees, who had the best record that year, winning 114 games, and if you include the postseason, they finished 125. The Yankees, they won it all. So Levon in his first season won it all with the Marlins. And in 98, the following season, El Duque won it all with the Yankees. And what made that victory more special is the fact that he was granted for his mom, his daughters, to get out of Cuba and reunited with El Duque. I just gave you guys a summary. So again, watch the documentary, Brothers in Exile, 30 for 30. And if you're interested in the book, it's called The Duke of Havana, which you can find it on Amazon. My review for this book, 1 through 5, I'll give it a 4.6 out of 5 stars. Thank you for watching this video. Please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to go to my online store, mikesproduct.shop. Enjoy your day, everyone. Have a great week. And may God bless each and every one of you. Take care.